They drained this swamp area, but let me tell you about a little bit about why the town was named Mound Bayou. When they got here, it was nothing but wilderness. They get here and the train is already running, so they get on the train. They don't have houses. They get on the train and sleep, and they sleep on the train to Memphis. They get off in Memphis, and they catch the southbound train. And the engineer was asking them every night, where did I get you guys? Where did I let you guys off? Well, every day. He said, let us off where the Indian Mound, where the two bayous converge with the Indian Mound. That being every day, it turns into Mound Bayou. So they drained this swamp and they developed the highest grade of cotton in the world. And because Mound Bayou was a different place, Mississippi was hostile. Y'all know the history of Mississippi. It was probably the most hostile place in the country, black folks. And so they come here. Now black people are coming from around the areas, and they're coming here to spend their money because they can walk into the front door and not be harassed and that type of thing. And so the proprietors of business are getting pretty wealthy. And plus they got the highest grade of cotton in the world. So they end up with 60 businesses. They had a lot of things that they became the first in, and you'll see over here. You know, everybody don't have to look at the same time, but there's some pictures over here of the very first black manufacturing venture in the country. When they opened this manufacturing venture, it was a cotton seed processing building business, and they had 16,000 people from around the country come here just for the opening. Booker T. Washington came and spoke. But it was the 69th cotton seed oil mill in the state of Mississippi, first one that's black, and then all hell broke loose because around the country and around the world, everybody decided to boycott that one, and it ended up having to go out of business. So, but there's a lot of history here where the president came down here. Theodore Roosevelt was invited to come after he had been down to Humphrey County, Sharkey County, for his bear hunt. And I.T. Montgomery invited him to come back up here. He came here, he spoke, and he was so enamored about the place because it was so beautiful. But coming down that railroad, all these 2- and 3-story homes with white picket fences there, that he sees it and he gets out and makes a speech, and he calls it the Jewel of the Delta, because it was the most magnificent place he had seen. 2 years later, you can look at his transcript. 2 years later, he's still talking about his business in Mound Bayou, because he was saying that if these black people can do it here, they can do it anywhere. So anyway, 2 years ago, my brother and I opened up this place, and in the next room, and I'm really going fast, guys, but in the next room over there, on the other side, right after we opened, not many months after we opened, we got offered, somebody asked us, a lady called me, and she had been working on the film, Women of the Movement, about Mamie Till, and she was a stand-in for Mamie Till. Well, she's from Mound Bayou, but she left when she was 2 years old. But she was glad that we had a museum, so she called back a few weeks later and said, I got an idea. What if I can get the props from that movie to come to your museum? Cool. So we said yes, and then a few weeks later, she worked out a deal and brought all those props over there. So that's what you see over there. You'll see that when we go in the other room, the props from the women of the movement. But since then, because last year, the Till movie, we were able to screen that movie here in Mound Bayou at that gymnasium. We screened it the day before it went out for wide release over here. And the MGM came in, and of course they saw what we had over there. And now, next month, MGM is cleaning out that room. You guys should be some of the last people to see this, but they're cleaning out that room and they're bringing in a Till exhibit from the Till movie. And so they're preparing it now. They're putting all the things together. And we're going to have Jalen, Emmett Till, the character. We talked to him yesterday, and his mother agreed that he can come. He will come when we open up the Till exhibit. So we're gonna go over to the other side because, like I said, you guys don't have much time. So there's a lot more that I can tell you, but we can all walk over to the other side we'll talk about that a little bit. And go. All right. And those who want to stay around, if you want to look around, that's fine. But I'm telling you, you're missing something if you don't go over here. All right.
That's a good question. Is it this one?
Yes.
They say it's going down.
Yeah, they're just putting up a different exhibit.
Excuse me.